Hello, beautiful people on YouTube. My name is Karina. Some of y'all may know me, some of y'all may not. I have a clothing brand and I love sewing. So a little bit about me, I'm 28 years old and I am born and raised in Miami, Florida. After getting my degree in hospitality, I started my clothing brand and moved to LA. When I was in LA, things didn't quite go as planned and I ended up getting into the streaming world, gaming, building a community, meeting people in the Twitch space, and that kind of took over my life for a few years. In the midst of that, I was also doing like influencer stuff, content creation, brand partnerships, and I kind of neglected my passion for sewing and clothing and my brand. Although it took a little while to get my together, we're here and we're back and I am so happy and so excited. Let's first get into how I even started sewing. So growing up, my grandma who came from Cuba used to sew jeans for Levi's. She was just a seamstress in general, so I would always watch her make stuff on her machines. And my mom, although my mom was not a professional seamstress, she would make our Halloween costumes, she would make matching outfits for my sister and I. I was always around really creative women growing up, but it wasn't until I was in high school that I got invited to a homecoming. I think it was like my 10th grade year. And I just remember saying, I will never be in a position where someone has the same dress as me. So I thought, you know what, let me just make a dress so I don't have to worry about someone wearing the same dress. So I just went on Google, looked for seamstresses in my area, and I found this lady. I don't talk about her anymore because things actually ended not the best with her. She ended up stealing from me and it was this whole thing, but you know what, that's another story for another day. But anywho, I was with her throughout the process of like the pattern making and the cutting and the sewing and the fitting and all of that, and I was just so intrigued and so interested by how clothing was made. Through that, I was like, you know what, I want to do something more. I want to do something that I can sell. I was still in high school. I think I was like 16 years old at the time. And I started this brand called Luxury Touch. And I was doing like little silk pajamas that were doing really well, surprisingly. And I just had no idea what I was doing. I started to like go viral on Twitter and I didn't even know what that was about. Come to find out, that lady was not a very good person. Because I was so young, I wasn't being smart or calculating, okay, if I'm buying this much fabric, making this many pajamas, and I'm selling this many things, like this is what I should get in return. It was just a whole mess and I wasn't organized in the ways that I should have been. Turns out she had been like stealing fabric, stealing pajama sets from me and selling them on her own. So yeah, once I found that out, she was cut off. So I took a break from that and then I graduated from high school. I went to college, I got my degree, and I remember when I got my degree, as happy as I was like, I know that I don't want to work in hospitality, at least not right now. I was like, this is not what I want to do. So I talked to my mom for a while about it, and I will say my mom has always been one of my biggest supporters from the get-go. She's a believer in whatever you want to do, you should just go for it and do it. So my mom told me like, look, if you want to do a clothing brand, then just go all in, go full force, and dedicate yourself to it and really do it and just believe in yourself. So I was like, you know what? Hell yeah, you're right. That's how I created Corée. Corée came from the beginning of my name and the beginning of my mom's name. My name is Karina, my mom's name is Rebecca. So Cor and Ray kind of, you know, is how I came up with Corée. So in 2018, let me tell you, I hit the ground running. I started doing my silk pajamas again, but this time I added a little twist. I did a his and hers, and I went so viral on Twitter in a way that I could never have imagined. What I will say though, I didn't have proper business knowledge at the time when it came to clothing. I was more on like oh, this is interesting and cool, let me just make it and put it out for sale. I started with pajama sets, and then I went into bikinis next for my second drop, and then I did workout outfits for my third drop, and then I did this cheetah outfit for my fourth drop. There was just no alignment between the things that I was making, and I feel like I was confusing my customers because when I blew up on the pajamas, obviously a lot of my customers wanted more pajamas, or at least like his and her sets. But then I got into bikinis, and then people were like, okay, the bikinis are cool, the bikinis did really well. But then I did a workout outfit, and I'm like, I was barely even working out at the time. How am I gonna sell workout outfits? But anyway, during that time, I ended up moving to LA. I got into streaming, and once I got into streaming and I was doing that for a few years, I definitely just put Corée on the back burner completely. I would still sew things here and there just out of like creativity and hobby, but nothing serious for the brand or to sell. And it wasn't until last year that I moved back to Miami that I thought to myself, what is it that I really want to do for the rest of my life? I've always been so passionate about clothes and sewing. I know that's what I want to do. So I'm here now, and I've created this channel for people that are starting a brand, don't know how to start or where to start, or if you're just into sewing. I technically still consider myself a beginner sewer because I am not a pro by any means. So a little background on my sewing history. I got my first few sewing lessons when I was in high school with the lady that I had met to make my prom dress. She is the one who taught me the basics of how patterns are made, how you then have to make a sample from a pattern, how after that then you do a fitting, and then you have your final product. She also taught me about stitching and different types of hems and different types of seams and things of that sort, what different machines do, so that was really helpful. And it was a great way to get my foot in the door with sewing. After that, I started taking some lessons with my grandma, and she actually taught me a lot when it came to making cute little bags, applying zippers, and making pockets. To fast forward to now I'm getting sewing lessons from my amazing friend Mary. She's been sewing for over 50 years and she specializes in bikinis, but I'm learning so much about serging properly, using an overlock stitch, when to use specific stitches, or how to apply binding, how to use elastic, when to use elastic, and it's just been such a fun process. If there's ever a time where you guys can teach me something or I'm doing something wrong, I'm always open to constructive criticism and feedback or anything that can help me learn and grow. So yeah. The whole point of this channel is really to show you guys the process of me building my brand and what I'm learning in the midst of all of that, as well as becoming better at making clothes and sewing and having fun while doing it. And I just wanted to make this intro video to give you guys just a little bit of a rundown of who I am, what I do, and what I'm about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited for this channel. I'm so excited for my brand. I'm so excited to get into sewing, into making cool things. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed getting to know just a little bit about me, and I'm sure you guys will get to know me a lot more throughout these videos. But in the meantime, make sure you check out my brand page at Carre, and all my other social platforms will be linked below. And I'll see you guys next week with a super fun video that you will not want to miss.